Last week, Gonzaga talked with Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark. Wow, I did not see that coming. Welcome to episode 87, emergency episode 87 of College Football Speak Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. What does this have to do with college football? Maybe nothing, maybe something, not about Gonzaga, but about Brett Yormark's intensity to expand beyond their current footprint, to go from East Coast to West Coast. Please smash the like button if you like our content. Subscribe to our ever-growing channel and share this video with your friends and family. Let's get right to the breaking story from Pete Thamel of this afternoon, late afternoon, from ESPN. Sources: Gonzaga in talks with the Big 12 about joining conference. Gonzaga's athletic director met in person with Big 12 Commissioner last week as part of a broader discussions about the Zags joining the Big 12, sources told ESPN. The discussions are part of the possibility of a seismic move of the basketball powerhouse leaving the West Coast Conference to a power conference. Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark met with Gonzaga's athletic director Chris Standiford at the Hyatt in Frisco, Texas, while the Zags were in Dallas area to play Tennessee in a scrimmage, according to sources. The move backs up Yormark's promises of the Big 12 to be aggressive and open for business, and could also end up shifting the landscape of college basketball. Like we said here at Peek Around the Corner, oftentimes you have to believe what you are being told by these people in leadership, decision making. It's not a grand conspiracy. Sometimes there's nothing behind the curtain. It's Brett Yormark telling you, being transparent, being truthful. Big 12 is being aggressive to become a national conference. Sources indicate, back to the article, sources indicate that Gonzaga has been exploring its conference options as it's emerged as one of the premier basketball programs in the entire country. Both the Pac-12 and the Big East have been engaged with Gonzaga, according to sources, but the extent of those conversations are uncertain. Gonzaga plays in the West Coast Conference, a mid-major conference that Gonzaga has consistently dominated as it's grown into one of the top programs in the sport. The school has been transparent with the WCC about its conversations. The Big 12 targeting Gonzaga as a potential addition to bolster its basketball isn't a surprise, as the conference has been regarded in the recent season as the top basketball league in the country. The Big 12 boasts the last two men's basketball champions, Kansas and Gonzaga. We're going to go here towards the end of the article. The notion of Gonzaga potentially joining the Big 12 was brought up by the conference with its television partners in a cursory manner in the conversation about the league's new television deal recently, but the potential addition had nothing to do with the Big 12's final deal. It was hinted at, said a person familiar with the Big 12 deal. It came up in a quiet manner. It's a positive, but it's not a financial game changer. Obviously, it's not a financial game changer. But again, you can see the incentive for Gonzaga talking with Power 5 conferences or the Power 6 conferences in basketball, with the Pac-12, with the Big East, and now we have reports of them talking to the Big 12. Consolidation is even happening in college basketball. Big brands want to play with big brands because of NIL, because of the exposure. And that's what Gonzaga is attempting to do. We've seen this in the grandest stage of them all in football. We're going to see it in basketball. Big 12 being aggressive, trying to add an affiliate program, a huge brand basketball program way out west in that fourth time zone, right? Let's get to something else that was reported this morning by John Aron, Big 12's new media deal. And I put out a tweet this morning after listening to this podcast. The Big 12's pro rata deal with ESPN in their new media contract is only for Power 5 schools, Pac-12 schools essentially, not G5 schools. So that pro rata clause in the Big 12 contract does not go to San Diego State or any other G5 program. I was asked on Twitter, is that the end of San Diego State being able to play off Big 12 to the Pac-12? I don't think so. I don't think it's a kill shot for San Diego State in the Big 12. It does make the hurdle much bigger for San Diego State to join the Big 12 because it wouldn't be an automatic. They wouldn't get the same money, probably, highly likely, as the other Big 12 schools. They would become dilutive. They would dilute the money to the other Big 12 schools, probably. Without that pro rata clause in the deal for San Diego State, it becomes a much higher climb for the Aztecs to get into the Big 12. I don't think it's the kill shot because Brett Yormark, he's being creative, right? He's being aggressive. This Gonzaga move, attempted move in talks with Gonzaga, is just another example of that. Brett Yormark doing all he can, pushing the envelope, try to make this a national conference, just like the Big Ten, all the way from the East Coast, all the way to the West. And Gonzaga could be part of that plan of Brett Yormark. Big news, big news. We felt this was deserving of a breaking news emergency episode 87. Put your comments down in the comment section below the video. Do you agree with Big 12 trying to get talking with Gonzaga to become part of the Big 12 mighty basketball conference? Mighty basketball conference. Remember, we just heard in this TV deal that Big 12 basketball is going in with Fox Sports. That's a big deal. How does that affect Big East basketball in the coming years with their contract with Fox Sports? A lot of things going on. And again, this just is another indication of Brett Yormark's aggressiveness in trying to expand his conference, his footprint, all the way from east to west into football. Stick with us here at Peek Around the Corner. Big days ahead. Until next time, from all of us to all of you, please, you all take care of each other. Thank you so very much.